Hello everybody, my name is Marlo and welcome back to another episode of TekTopia. Boy oh boy has it been a while, so long I've gone invisible. But we're back finally, and I am super duper excited to start this episode. And if you don't know, which most of you probably do by now because you would have seen the last episode most likely, but I've been taking a little bit of a break from this series, and it's been a real long time since I've seen some of these gorgeous faces like this guy right here. And I've missed this, and I'm really glad to be back working on our city once again. And of course, that is what we're going to be doing today. I actually have a tavern planned out ready to build somewhere in the city here, but before we start any of that, I'd just kind of like to remind myself of everything we have here and check up on the villagers and make sure they're all okay, because it has been a while. They've definitely been working without me logged in. That is how TekTopia works, if you didn't know. No, but really, I just kind of want to remind myself of everything that's going on, catch up with things, and also there's quite a lot of new people that have joined the channel, so maybe you are one of those new people and you're seeing what TekTopia is. Well, you can consider this a miniature city tour of sorts. I have no idea what I was last doing in this world because I have my fortune pick, fire resistance, and a whole lot of fireworks. I can only assume I was about to head to the nether to do some quartz mining. I don't think I'm gonna need fire resistance here unless this is some really cool lava. As you can see, our lumberjacks over here are doing a fantastic job in cutting down all of these trees. They have most certainly favored the oak for some reason and decided to just completely ignore the rest. But hopefully today we can actually upgrade these tools, because I've just realized they're still all on wooden, and I think that's because we haven't really got any blacksmiths. I'm honestly not sure. I don't have my TekTopia information book to actually check that. We do have all of these tokens here, and 2 of them are blacksmiths, so I'm assuming this is what I was meant to be handing out in the last episode, so maybe I should take these with me, and if we stumble across any nomads, that's what they're called, I've forgotten, it's really been that long, we can hand these out to them. But yeah, I'm guessing no blacksmiths just yet, hence why we all have wooden tools. Well, not me, but the villagers do. So this is the build that we did in the last episode. Admittedly, that was quite a long time ago, so some of you may not remember, but this is our futuristic kitchen. Well, all of it's meant to be futuristic. It's a kitchen, really, meant to be in a futuristic style, and I think I've done that quite nicely, but obviously we haven't got any chefs to go inside of here and actually, you know, cook up some food. So hopefully, once again, we can do that as well today. What's the sun looking like? Is it going down? Okay. Nighttime is approaching. That means I'm going to be able to go and sleep, and hopefully in the morning we can then get some nomads. But before that, I want to go check on the mines. And swoop at the last minute. Perfect landing. Okay, so how many mines have we actually got here? We've got 1, 2, 3 this side, and I believe, mind the laser, it's the same over here, 1, 2, and 3. And I'm not sure how many miners we have, but obviously we're going to hand out some more today, so it might not actually be, considering how long some of these are, a bad idea to get some more of these tokens and maybe put them on the other side too. And after a long day of work, our villagers are finally going to bed in the grand apartments over here. And I think these are the last 2 to actually get inside. They had to make a quick run to the storage building in the center over there, that one, to get some food, I believe, because they just kind of walked out of the house like this guy is doing in the middle of the night. I don't know where you're going. He's got a piece of food with him, a single potato. That should be enough for a midnight snack. Like, Zeke, where... Oh, goodness, you should get inside, buddy. You're going to turn into a witch. I don't think that works with TekTopia villagers, but where are you off to? I'm genuinely curious, because you should be in your bed right now. Spooky. I believe he's located a chest, which he is currently walking to right now. Which one is it? It's this one. What's in here? More food. Was 1 potato not enough? Did you really need 3? You gotta go to bed. You're not meant to be eating, Zeke. Please, right, go to sleep now. It's getting very late. And in fact, I'm going to do the same, and I'm just gonna steal one of these beds. See, this is an occupied house. Where are the 2 villagers? What are they all doing? You know what? Let's just go to bed, and then they can just wake up and go back to work. Here they come, bright and early, rise and shine, villagers. You, Milos, you're going the wrong way. It's not nighttime anymore, it's daytime. Please come back out here. Don't you go inside, don't open it. Oh, Milos. Oh, you are in my bad books. Where is he actually going? I'm curious now. Oh, here's the trader. Hello. I may actually need to do some of that with you, possibly. I'm not sure what my emerald situation is, but I'm not going to because none of these, except from potatoes, are at full price. Okay, Milos, what is your situation? Oh, there he is. Okay, he just wanted to check on the house, I guess. Maybe tuck in his bed. And I guess one of the last things to check on over here is the farming situation. And it's looking pretty full. I think we have plenty of room for a few more farmers. Maybe a bit more than a few. Unfortunately, no nomads are showing their face today, which is unfortunate, so maybe I should be building the school instead of the tavern today, but I do not have the school planned out, so unfortunately that will maybe have to wait until the next episode. I think we've kind of reached a point now in the city's lifetime where nomads don't spawn as often because we have too many villagers, and now is usually the time where you should start making a school. I've just been a little bit slow to get going with that one. But that's okay because we can stock up on a load of emeralds ready for when the school is built and then buy a bunch of tokens like these right here, spawn in a bunch of kids and just do it all at once. So it's not too big of a deal if we don't have any nomads coming by at the moment. So I think that's basically everything I wanted to check. I'm pretty sure everything else is in working order. And now we can start building this tavern, and I need to pick which one of these circles it's actually going to be going in. So if we just bring up our city layouts and the plan that I put together in the first episode of this city, you can see the barracks and the tavern are on the same side. And when we planned out this in that first episode, I had a lot of people suggest in the comments to switch one of the barracks and the tavern so they weren't both right next to each other, which definitely makes sense. And I don't really know why I'm talking about that at the moment because we don't have any of the barracks or any of the taverns built, so it doesn't honestly matter where we put them, but it's going to go on one of these 4 spaces over here. I'm just going to pick one of them at random. It really does not matter, like I said. I think we'll do one next to the apartments we have built. That seems pretty smart. And whilst we're building this in a time lapse, I'm going to talk to you guys about the future of this series and more specifically the schedule of it and basically what my plan is with uploading this series in the future. So for a while this was a weekly series, and eventually at the start of the year I think it was, I needed to change up my video schedule because of time constraints and it became a bi-weekly series, so there was an episode every other week. And it's not really going to be going back to that. Pretty much the whole reason is why I took a break was because I was just really enjoying the new update to Minecraft 1.17 and I started a hardcore series and was absolutely loving it, and I still am to this day, believe it or not. It's not been that long, but yeah, I'm loving it and I really do want to continue doing that weekly for the most part. And I also kind of want to still stick to my Wednesday videos, the tutorials usually being weekly as well. So you're probably wondering, well, if there's 2 episodes a week, how is TekTopia going to fit in? And I would love to be able to do 3 videos a week, believe you me. That's just not possible all of the time. So pretty much what we're going to be doing is this is going to become an unscheduled series, and whenever I'm able to make an episode, I will make an episode. So maybe some weeks I'll have loads of extra time and I'll be able to do 3 videos a week, and in that case it'll probably get uploaded on a Monday, most likely. And there may be some times where I just don't feel like doing a hardcore episode perhaps, or I don't have any ideas for a tutorial maybe, and that's when TekTopia can slip in and replace one of the Wednesday or Saturday uploads. So hopefully it'll stay around the same like frequency, maybe an episode every 2 weeks, possibly 3 weeks. But yeah, basically whenever I'm able to get an episode done, I will make one for you guys. So it's not ideal, I know. There's a lot of people who love this series, and like I said a second ago, I wish I could do it every single week. I really do, but it's just not possible. So having a sporadic episode every now and again when I'm able to is better in my opinion than having no episodes at all. Anyway, I think that's enough chit chat about all of that. Hopefully you guys are all good with everything I've just said there. So let's get back to talking about the actual build here, because I didn't say a single word about it. I was a bit preoccupied. So this is what we have going on here, and there is a little bit of a lighting glitch, as you can see. That keeps happening, but they do eventually go. I think that's currently the only one at the moment. But it does make it look a little bit weird, I must say. But yeah, this is our futuristic tavern. I haven't done the inside just yet. That will all become clear when I do actually build something inside there. But for the building itself, I do quite like it. I wanted to kind of bring these points back a little bit because they're only really evident in the main central building here that we have in the very middle of the city. Oh, there's more lighting glitches here, as you can see. Oh no. So this was quite a almost pointy building. It's definitely more like triangular in the roofing of it and everything like that. Everything we've done so far has either been quite rectangular or like circular over there, as well as this one. We haven't really got any of the points, so I kind of wanted to add them into this building and, you know, throw it back a little bit to what we built to begin with the very first building in our city. And I really quite like how this build turned out. I think it is very much so going to suit the tavern style when we do the interior, which is what I'm going to get started on now. But before then, allow me to explain what my plan is. So this build has, if I could just land correctly, these really quite large windows on the side, and this is actually where the tavern's going to be going, or we should maybe start calling it a bar. I don't think tavern really suits the words, or is the right word for, you know, a futuristic city. I think a bar would be better. So yeah, this is where the bar is going to be going, in the top level, so that you can sit down and look out some of these magnificent windows, and you can either, you know, look out at the city or look out at the ocean. I imagine it would be very nice. But we could build something down here. Check for mobs. This is quite a dark area in nighttime, but we're all good. So there's quite a lot of area down here, and I probably could utilize it for something, maybe some extra houses, maybe another tavern if I really wanted to. But we don't really need the extra space. I have plenty of that. So all we're going to be building down here is a staircase. And what is quite often the case with stairs in TekTopia, a staircase if you will, that you have to make them in a certain way, otherwise the villagers are just going to push each other off. I had quite the issue over here with the apartments, building them in such a way, so I'm not sure how we're going to do it yet. I'm thinking maybe we have like a double-wided staircase going up on either side. That way, hopefully, they might separate a little bit and not all go up one at once. We're going to have to make it fairly wide. But yeah, there's going to be quite a lot of wasted space down here. But like I said a second ago, it doesn't really matter because, I mean, just look how many platforms I have left to fill out with various things. If I needed to, we got plenty of room. I think this should suffice. It's not really too big of a drop so that if they do happen to push each other around, they're not going to take a whole lot of damage, so it shouldn't really be the end of the world. But as you can see, we have ended up doing the double staircase, hopefully to give them a bit more options, and then it continues up onto this way, which eventually leads to the tavern, which is not yet complete. Those, by the way, are just showing where a spawnable space is. I can turn it off like that. So this is where the tavern's going to be, as you can see, but we've basically just duplicated the staircase on both sides, and I don't think it really should cause a problem too badly. As I said, if there's a little bit of pushing and shoving, I mean, they're going to fall down here and then they can just go back up the other side. It's no big deal. But before we start on the tavern, I do just quickly want to hand out 1 or 2 tokens. I think this guy, yeah, I saw one, possibly a second nomad walking around, and this guy is the first one I've seen in a long time, and as you can see, he's already level 8 in the blacksmith, so I'm going to go get a smithy token and hand it out to him. Have I got to be quick? Is it nearly? No, we're midday. Okay, no rush. Excuse me, sir, could you please stop walking? Falcon, you are... Wait, make sure it's the same guy. Oh, this is a different guy. Okay, we can hand out 2 tokens, I guess. I'm glad I checked that. Where's the other dude who was just walking around? Did I just see him over here? I lose track of them so easily. Is that you, or are you Falcon? I don't know. Let's find out. You're Tegan. Okay, Tegan. There we go. You... Is Tegan's a boy's name as well? I guess it can be. Doesn't really matter all that much, does it? But there we go. Our first blacksmith of the city, which is pretty awesome, because I don't actually think we have one of them. I do just want to quickly head over to this building, which is the smithy, and make sure... Oh, we don't have the token in place. Okay, I'm going to go see if I already have one or potentially buy one from the merchants. Or not the merchants, the architect, that's the guy. Oh, I have 7 emeralds and no smithy token. Yeah, that's definitely not enough. Okay, I'm gonna have to do some trading, and the blacksmith we've just hired, Tegan, is just gonna have to hang around for a little while. But in the meantime, I think let's take one of these tokens and hand it out to the other guy, just because, you know, I'm not getting nomads that often. I gotta utilize them when they do actually show up. Where has he gone, though? Here he is, trying to get away, I do believe. Falcon, please hold still. You are not really in anything too specific. Do I have the chef, the kitchen item frame in place? I gotta go check this now because I've forgotten. I think I did actually set this one up. So yeah, okay, we're gonna make him the chef, and he can be the first one of the city. And this guy will actually be able to do some work, which is very nice. So Falcon, there you go. Sorry, let's try that again. Hang on a second. Now you're walking away. Go bake some potatoes, please, because these guys really need it. They're on raw potatoes at the moment, and that's not very tasty. I would quite like to get a couple of brewing stands to go in this bar, and unfortunately, I've only got the 1 blaze rod. I think I've turned the rest into end rod, so I need to take a quick trip to the nether and head to my blaze farm and just get 3 more. That's literally all I need. I gotta say, I am so glad I made this nether hub. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but my goodness is this helpful. So much easier traversing the nether now. I just have to walk in a straight line. Is this where I need to go? Blaze farm? Is this you? I think it is. Yeah, it's not. We gotta fly back up and carry on going down. I'm pretty sure it's coming up here on the right. Blaze farm? Oh, okay, still a bit farther to go. Maybe some signs would be a good idea, but not right now because, as you can see, let's not plummet to our death. We have arrived at the blaze farm. Okay, do I have any in my chest? Probably, yes I do. Okay, great. I'm just gonna grab all of these, or as much as I can carry. Maybe that'll do. And we're gonna head back home now. Brewing stands in hand, let's head upstairs to the bar that is going to be made here on camera. I tend to avoid building on camera for the most part just because it doesn't really suit my style, usually takes too long and I'm not very good at it. So I thought we'd do it here mainly because this is just a really simple interior, and I thought maybe I could try and walk you through my thought process with this. So with the bar, we are of course going to need a bar where you can be served some drinks. So I kind of want to have it in the center of the room. Usually with previous ones I do, I would build it on maybe just the side, a little table probably off in the corner where you would go to grab a drink, but for this style and this particular build, I'm actually going to stick it right in the dead center here. So in theory, I don't know how the barman gets into here. I guess he can just vault over the side, but this is where he would stand and serve drinks to everyone. You know what? Maybe it's a robot and there's just constantly a robot there 24/7. That is a really cool idea. Is there anything I could put in a 1x1 hole that looks like a robot? If you guys have any ideas, please let me know down in the comments. Because that actually seems pretty sweet. That makes more sense than having an actual person there in a futuristic city. Okay, so we got the bar in the center, which is pretty cool. But we also need some other tables. So I think we're going to have some long ones on the ends here where you can sit and look at the view. We will, of course, be putting some chairs. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Nor that, actually. We're going to be putting some chairs down, of course. I got them ready to go. So we got 2 longer tables. And I think I want to have some smaller tables, and for that I'm thinking we do maybe them somewhere around here. Seems like a good spot, kind of in the little gaps. So if we do another one over here like that, does that seem like it's sized pretty well? We can just have a chair either side. Trying to not make it too cramped, but I think that works. And then if we just copy the same over here, just like that, should be all good. And before we line the top with some carpet like we're going to do there, I think let's just place the chairs down and make sure it all fits pretty well. So we're going to have 2 on the smaller tables, of course, for couple tables, I guess we can call these. And for those who want to sit at the view, which, by the way, what a wonderful view at both windows. I think I would sit at the ocean view. This is just quite serene to look at, isn't it? So we got our couple tables done. Let's add a line going all the way across here. I kind of just want to have as many chairs as possible in here so we can fit as many citizens as possible. because we will be having quite a lot, and while there will be 2 taverns, they do go here pretty much every single night, so it doesn't hurt to have quite a few, hence why I'm now lining the outside of the bar in the center. Okay, that's a little bit cramped here, but I mean, they can still sit down on it, it doesn't matter. I could have chairs placed all around and they'd still sit, but yeah, we'll just say that's spaced out enough, and I think that is going to be enough chairs. Yeah, I think any more than that and it's going to look really, really overcrowded. Like, we could probably fit a table in here, but that would be right by the door, so I don't really want to do that. All that we have left to do is, 1, line the top of our tables here with the cyan carpet, just to make it look a little bit nicer, add some extra color in, which I think looks good. We can put them on the corners here of the bar, but not underneath the brewing stand, so I think I'm actually just going to leave it for this one. And then the final thing we need to do is sort out the lighting or spawning area in the corner here. So we're just going to stick an end rod pillar with an iron trapdoor on top, and that should stop the mob spawning, and just maybe a little bit of a lamp design. So we'll just do that on the last corner over here, and I believe that is our bar up here all done, looking pretty fancy if I do say so myself. For some reason, I'm having some rotten luck with getting the merchant to spawn. I've had multiple days where he just straight up hasn't turn up to the village. He just didn't decide to arrive that day, which is bizarre. That does happen every now and again. It's just one of the minor bugs with TekTopia. It's not that big of a deal, but something else I've struggled with more, honestly, is the actual, you know, finding of the items. So the merchant will roll in and he'll be selling potatoes, for example, and I'll have to rummage through all of these chests trying to find where on earth the potatoes are. Oh, that's where the logs are. I couldn't find them earlier, but yeah, that's the problem with having this massive of a storage room at this early stage in the city. The majority of these chests are empty, but long story short, I've managed to scrounge together these amounts of emeralds, which hopefully is going to be, if I can find the way in, enough to buy at least the... I'm not going to get the tavern today because it's not super duper needed. I would prefer the... what do you call it first? What do you call it? The smithy, first of all, because, yeah, as we found out earlier, I didn't actually purchase this token nor place it down, so we can go ahead and do that. Are you kidding me? Where did this come from? Have I really put 2 item frames on either side? If so, that is idiotic. Oh my goodness. Okay, well there goes 48 emeralds. That's nice. I was wondering what this blacksmith was doing over here. I saw him wandering around, but didn't actually see him go inside. I guess this has been active the whole time. Okay, you guys were probably screaming at me in the comments telling me I already had one. No problem, because we will actually, you know, build another smithy at some point in time. We'll just have to keep it safe for now. That's really frustrating, because now I'm not going to be able to have enough emeralds to actually purchase the tavern before I run out of time for today's episode. Which unfortunately is right now. This is where we're going to have to call it for today. And I was just thinking, considering everything we said earlier about the scheduling changes to this series, I am going to have less time to actually work on TekTopia, so I am debating with building that villager breeding system and getting a trading hall so we can just get emeralds easier. That way I can kind of not have to just spend a long time waiting around for the merchant. I'll still use him every now and again, don't worry, but now that I'm not going to be, you know, having as much time to make this series, I am a bit more tempted to do that. So that could be something we end up doing in an episode soon, just so I'd give you a heads up anyway. But as I said, guys, that is going to be it for today's episode. I really hope you did enjoy it, and I'm really hoping that you are glad TekTopia is back. I know I sure am. I can't wait to get started on the next episode, where we're going to once again fill out another one of these platforms, and I think it's about time we do the school. That way I can not have to wait around for the nomads as well as the merchant. Would be very nice. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that one. Thank you ever so much for watching this episode, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.